What is going on, YouTube family? I'm late getting in here, but yeah, we back. We live streaming the whole Braves game tonight. Yes, sir. We're going to try to get through the whole Braves game. We're going to try to. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we sure going to try. But we're in the first inning right now. Acuna is back. We got old Ronnie back. Old Ron. He's back. He's banned now. It's an 0-2 count. Good to see him back. Hopefully he gets off to a good start. I know he was kind of scuffling when he got hurt. He wasn't great. He caught a little bit of a heater before he got hurt. Just a little bit of one. But, yeah, we got him back now. So that's a good thing. So, yeah, 2-2 count, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Those of you who will tune in to this, I appreciate it. We in New York tonight, the last place Mets. You got to beat the Mets. You got to beat the Mets. You can't let the Mets win not even one game. You can't even allow one game to happen. So let me get this live stream shared over to X. Again, Acuna, he's back. He's at the plate right now. Looks like he just singled. Single straight up, straight to center. So Ronald comes back with a bang. He comes back with a bang. And we need it. We need it, man. Dude just got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be I mean, we know that he's one of the best. He's one of the best players when he's healthy. Drake Baldwin with a single to left field. So they starting off hot. If those two guys, if you can get Drake Baldwin and Acuna hot at the same time, man, that's going to be a deadly combination right there. So runner on first and second. Nobody out here in the first inning. Got Matt Olson up the bat right now. Old Matty O. Matty O in the building. Let's go. Guys, if you come over into this live stream, I don't know how many people are going to tune in. I'm going to be live streaming for a couple of hours probably with this game. But, yeah, go ahead. Like this live stream. And I'm going to run my mouth while this game is going on. Matt Olson takes a strike down the middle on the sweeper. Count is 1-1. Here in the first inning, we got runners on first and second. Nobody out. Acuna and Drake Baldwin starts the game off with singles. So we got to get these two in. Let's go, Matt. Let's go, Matty-O. Bam. So Matty-O looks like he's going to hit into a double. Yep. Matt Olson hits into a double play. Ronald Acuna goes over to third. See, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. When you get opportunities like this, you got to cash those in. Two runners on base and runner in scoring position. You got to get one of those runs. You got to. Got Ozzy at the plate now. Ozzy been on a little bit of a heater, though. I got to give it to Ozzy. Ozzy been doing pretty good lately. I can't even give Ozzy a bunch of heat. Ozzy has actually held his own. He's actually done well. Now, he screwed up the other day when he let that ball go through his legs. Yesterday, I almost threw something at the TV. I literally almost broke my TV when Ozzy let that ball go between his legs and almost cost us the game. I don't know what that was. Dude, it was just weird. It looked very weird. But thank God we got the win. And Ozzy pops the ball up in foul territory, and it gets out of play. Play was almost made by Bo Bichette at third, but the ball reached the seats. 0-2 count on Albies. Still here in the top of the first, runner on third. We got Acuna on third. The game started off with Acuna hitting the hard hard line drive to center field for a single. Then you had Drake Baldwin to line a single, and then Matt Olson with the double play. So let's hope Ozzie can get this run in from third. He hooks it. Is that gone? Is that gone? Ah, that thing just went foul. Ozzie almost with a 2-run homer. Ozzie has one of the ugliest swings right-handed, but his left-handed swing is beautiful. That thing is beautiful. So now the count is 1-2. Here in the top of the first. And I was rushing trying to get this live stream going. I didn't even take a look at the lineup. So looks like Albies is batting cleanup, and I don't like that one bit. I would prefer for Michael Harris to be batting cleanup. That would be the ideal person that I would put in. And they're showing the replay now of Ozzie letting that ball get between his legs. Can he beat that out? Can he beat it out? Yes, he beat it out. Braves 1-0. Ozzie with the infield single. Let's see if the Mets gonna challenge this. Let's see. It looks like he got it though. Looks like he beat it. Did he beat? Yep. They're not gonna challenge it. But it do look like he beat that out. Oh! Let's see. Yep, he beat it out by half a step. So, yep, the Braves are going to be on top 1-0. Ozzie with the infield single brings Acuna home from third. So, Braves on top 1-0. Now we got Michael Harris up to bat. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the first. And this dude right here, Michael Harris, has been the best player, in my opinion, almost in the league. Dude has been killing it this year. I absolutely love Michael Harris this year. The turnaround that he's had since that terrible start that he had to last season, man, he should have been on the All-Star team. I don't know why he didn't make the All-Star team. That's what he should have been selected to. He swings and miss at Cutter. Count is 1-2. I just said all that good stuff about him. Now watch him strike out. You better not strike out, Michael Harris, after I just got done bragging about you. You better not strike out, dude. 1-2 pitch to Michael Harris. Let's see. Pitcher throws over to first. Try to keep Ozzie in check. The Mets are going to send out Thornton on the mound today to start out this game. He's already got 20 pitches right now here in the top of the first. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Michael Harris. And he does what I told him not to do. I told Michael Harris not to strike out after I just finished bragging on him. But the Braves do go up 1 on the infield single by Ozzie Albies. Good to see Acuna come back, get a leadoff single. Got to keep him healthy. Got to keep Acuna in the lineup. If you know me, when it comes to Acuna, I always say it, and then we're at a commercial break right now, so I'm going to run my mouth a little bit. And then we're going to take some breaks here and there on this live stream, too, to where I'll walk away and come back because this is going to be like a 2.5 some hour live stream. But I said that Acuna had the possibility of being the greatest player, one of the greatest players to ever play baseball. And I still stand behind that. But the injuries, kind of like Mike Trout, they were on the trajectory to be one of the greatest. But the injuries, man, just took those dudes out of their element. So I don't think Acuna is going to ever be the same Let's hope that he can come back from some of these injuries and be stronger. Let's hope that that can happen. Again, if you're just tuning in, be sure that you let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you think about what's going on. We can chat about everything that you want to chat about. But yeah, we're covering the Braves here tonight, live, play by play. If you haven't already, like the video, like this live stream, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We may be a little bit behind versus what you're actually seeing on your TV or your device. So please forgive me. I'm following along on the game with my tablet, so it may be off a little bit, but just bear with me. We're going to do this together tonight. So we got old Martin Perez on the mound for us tonight. He's 6-6 with a 3.38 ERA. Opponent averages 216 against him. He had 65 strikeouts, 36 walks. So he's been solid. He's been okay. He's had some bumps in the road here and there. But we're going to send him out there right now in the bottom of the first. He throws a sinker for a strike. Counts 0-1. The Mets are going to lead off with A.J. Ewing, batting .264, 7 home runs. That's going to be a ball outside. Ron Copa back there behind the plate today. I like Ron Copa when he throw people out. It's funny. I hate that people don't get thrown out like they used to, but if you go and watch the ejections on YouTube, man, you see them umpires. It's so funny when those managers and players get ejected. I love those videos. And Ron Copa is one of my favorite umpires to watch throw somebody out the game. So he's back there behind the plate tonight. So the count is even right now, 2-2 here in the bottom of the first. A.J. Ewing up for the Mets. Braves got to improve their defense. Their defense have struggled here lately. They got to do better defensively, but it's not going to be an opportunity to get better right there because that ball goes into center field for a single for A.J. Ewing. The Braves line up from left to right. Dubon in left field, Michael Harris in center field, and then, of course, we got Ronald. He's back out in right field. We're going to talk about Ronald being out in right field in a little bit. And of course, we got Austin Riley and the same regular infield that we usually have with Jarvis and Olsen at first. We got Joey Bart behind the plate today. Francisco Lindor takes a strike down the middle for an 0-1 count. Now, Acuna, I know that we got, you got to kind of balance with Baldwin and that and the other guy too as well. But I would love to see Acuna just focus on DH and just hitting, because he scares me out there in the field when he has to run for a ball. I mean, he just seems to get hurt every time he runs. So it's not a pretty sight when he runs. But Francisco Lindor takes a ball on the inside, counts 2-1. But with him coming back, the Braves have to figure out a way to keep him healthy. They got to figure out a way to keep him on the field. And DHing him here and there, I think you should give him a couple of days a week to where he's just DHing. So it looks like Lindor is going to go yard. Did he go yard? Oh, he almost did. Lindor. What is Acuna doing? Why was Acuna lollygagging like that? Acuna just cost us a run. Ball went off the wall and he lollygagged after the ball. Was that a home run? Francisco Lindor hits a high fly ball to right field. Did it go out? It hit the top of the wall. That wasn't a home run, I don't think. It hit. I think Acuna thought that the ball was a home run. But he didn't play the ball. He started jogging the ball and he held on to the ball and he didn't get the ball in. So yeah, they're gonna count that. That wasn't a home run. So Acuna came back and made another critical mistake, cost us a run. And he's just like jogging after the ball. He, oh man, that's not good, Acuna. That's not good, brother. Man, you know, it's cool. I love baseball. You know, I like the coolness. I like everybody being cool, trying to. But Acuna, that's one of the things. Like with him and Juan Soto, you know, guys, you got to play the game hard, man. You got to play hard, dude. You can't do what you just did. But we got Luis Robert Jr. up right now for the Mets. Runner on third with one out. That's pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Luis Robert Jr. Thought it was gonna be raining tonight up there in New York, but it got pretty good weather right now. So I'm glad that the game didn't get postponed. Robert Jr. takes a ball on the inside corner. Count is 1-1. Runner on third. One out here in the bottom of the first. I would love to see Ronald Acuna's thinking behind what he did. I would really love to see that. Because the way that he was running, I think he thought the ball was gone, like it went over the fence and came back. That's a swinging strike for Luis Robert Jr. Counts even 2-2. One out here in the bottom of the first, runner on third. Score was just tied off of a RBI triple off of the right field wall that Acuna thought was a homer and didn't hustle up to get the ball in. Martin Perez now down in the count 3-1, 3-2. We got to get some type of pitching. We got to get some pitching. That pitch is right down on the inside corner for a strike. That's a strikeout for Martin Perez for the second out of the inning. Beautifully painted ball on the inside corner. Fastball right on the corner. Locked Luis Robert Jr. up. He couldn't do nothing with that even if he tried. So that was a beautiful pitch on the inside corner by Martin Perez. He's been pretty good at Citi Field. He's got a 5-0 record. Martin Perez does with a 3.05 ERA. So he's been good at Citi Field. So now we have Alvarez up at the plate for the Mets. Now count 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Runner on third. That strike right on the inside corner, count is 1-1. But we have to get some pitching. I don't know what they have to do. I think we need about 2 more bats, and we need like probably 2 starting pitchers. That's going to be hard to do at the trade deadline because that's what everybody's going to be wanting, especially pitching, starting pitchers. But that's what we definitely will need. So count is 2-1 here. Alvarez goes up top, swing at a ball out of the zone, counts 2-2 here in the bottom of the first. Runner on third, so we got to keep him at this one. You can't let him get another one, Braves. Come on, lock it down, Martin. Let's go. That ball's outside, 3-2. Again, like I said, you can't lose against the Mets. You can't do it, man. The Mets are a bad baseball team. You can't lose against them. Francisco Alvarez looked like he's going to fly out to Acuna to right field, and that'll be the third out for the inning. So Braves give up one because of Acuna. let's hopefully that he can get his thing back on track. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and guys, we'll be right back. All right, we are back in the building for a commercial. After the commercial break, we're back in the building. So we got the Braves up right now. Mauricio Dubon up, and it looks like we're heading into a rain delay. And I just said the weather was going to be good, but yep, looks like we're going into a rain delay here. Score is 1-1 here in the top of the second. Count 2-1 to Mauricio Dubon. And he's going to fly out to left field. Left fielder lost the ball, but he he found it at the last minute. I know it's probably hard to see that ball in that rain out there. The left fielder had no idea where that ball was. But this is going to be probably a rain delay. I didn't want it to be a rain delay. Oh, my goodness. If it's a rain delay, I'm probably not going to live stream until the end of the rain delay. But I'll talk about some other stuff. The Braves. We'll go into other topics too as well. But let's hope that this is just a storm, a little cell that passed over. So we got Austin Riley up right now. 0-2 count. They have a hard hit, the hardest hit rate since the All-Star break leaderboard. And I just don't care about Austin Riley leading the hard hit rate leaderboard. I don't care about that. Doesn't matter if the other team catch the ball or if he strike out. It don't matter. So I want to see hits. We need to see hits from Austin Riley. I don't care nothing about hard hits and hard hit rate and all of that stuff. When you hit it hard, do it land somewhere where the defense is not playing. That's all I care about. So count is even 2-2. And Austin Riley strikes out looking on the outside corner. That's the problem, man. Austin Riley, man, I don't know what to say about that dude. I really don't know what to say about him. That pitch might have been a little bit out of the zone. I probably would have challenged that. He probably would have won that, but it looked like it could have nicked the zone. But Austin Riley got to be better, man. He just got to be better. The way he's striking out is just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Joey Bart up at the plate right now. Count 1-0. 1-0, I should say. 1-0. Now the count is 2-0 here in the top of the second inning to Joey Bart. 2 outs already. It looks like it's some people sticking around out there in the rain. I will say, though, the Braves get 2 outs. Nobody on. Rain falling at Citi Field. Looked like it slacked up a little bit, so let's hope that they can keep the game going. And Joey Bart strikes out swinging at a ball that was never in the strike zone. So, Braves, Mets, 1-1 after 2. Again, guys, if you're just now joining in or if you are watching this later, please go ahead, like this live stream. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody tuning in so far. On this channel, we talk about everything Atlanta, everything Braves, Hawks, Falcons. We do it all. We touch on national news too. We're just your one-stop shop for everything. So if you come through, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. It really does help a small channel grow like mine's, and we can reach more fans. We always do what we do. We do it with no cursing. We don't do any of that vulgarness stuff. We passionate. We'll go crazy on here now, but you won't hear one curse word ever. You might hear it in the comment section from people not me, but from me, out of my mouth, you won't hear any of that stuff. So it's just good, clean commentary for the whole family. For the whole family. And so I don't know where your TV is right now or your device, but right now my tablet is showing that the Braves are on the commercial break. And that's where we are right now. So every so often I'll jump in after the innings are over and I'll go take me a break and stuff like that, because talking for 2.5 hours straight, you don't want to hear that. You might want to, I don't know, but you're not going to want to hear that. So I'll go on my commercial break too to use the restroom or drink some water or something. I don't know. Do something. And it was cool seeing Andrew Jones get finally inducted into the Hall of Fame. Dude should have been inducted. I don't know what took him so long to put Andrew in the Hall of Fame. He should have been there. He should have been there a long time ago. So it's real good to see him in the Hall of Fame. So now we're in the bottom of the second here. Martin Perez fires a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 count here. One and one count right now. Have Young at the plate for the Mets. And Young is going to line out to Jarvis right up the middle. He had him shaded right there by second base. So that's 1 out right here in the bottom of the second. And it would be real nice if we could get some length out of Martin Perez tonight. It's just something about these guys not going deep in games. I think that's going to come back to bite them. You got to go deeper in games. You got to be going into the – you can't have 4 guys only going 4 innings in your rotation. So outside of Chris Sale, these guys haven't been consistent going into pitching 6+ innings. So that's an 0-2 count right now to Tyrone Taylor here in the bottom of the second. 1 out. It's crazy how bad the Mets are. I wouldn't have ever thought that this team was going to be this bad. The Mets would be this bad this year. The fact that those guys are like last place and Tyrone Taylor strikes out on the pitch down the middle for the second out of the inning. So Martin Perez right now is straight up dealing. But with that Mets payroll that they have, all that money they have invested in Juan Soto and all of that stuff, it's crazy how bad they are. Also, Marcus Simeon with a ball off of the glove of Ozzy Albies reaches on the single, infield single. Just out of the reach of Albies. Just out of the reach. I mean, he almost got it. And I know Albies is kind of, I know he's mad about yesterday because that ball that went between his legs, I know that dude is mad. I know because you can see it's like he didn't even realize that the ball, it's like he thought the ball was going to take like a hop on him, and it never did. It never took the hop. And his glove was like 2 to 3 inches off the ground, and it just rolled right under the glove. So that was kind of weird to see it happen. But I know he was ticked off about that. So I know he's trying to redeem himself. Because if we would have lost that game yesterday, that would have been, whoo, man. Let's say Ozzy would have been getting drilled on Braves Twitter. He would have been getting absolutely destroyed. So we got Torrens at the plate now here in the bottom of the second. Runner on first, so he's going to ground out to Jarvis, and that'll do it for the inning. So no harm, no foul with that single. Score still 1-1 here at the end of the second inning. So we'll take a break. We'll step away, and we'll be right back with you guys. All right, we're back here for the top of the third. We got Jim Jarvis leading off for the Braves here in the top of the third. Jim Jarvis has been a breath of fresh air, but he's going to ground out to Marcus Simeon that second for the first out of the top of the third. But Jim Jarvis has been pretty good for the Braves. He had that defensive lapse in Baltimore, which, again, the Braves are, I don't know what has happened to them defensively, but they all of a sudden can't play defense. So, yeah, shout out to Jim Jarvis, man. He's held it down. So now we got Acuna up to bat right now here in the top of the third. He swings and misses at a slider for an 0-1 count here in the top of the third. No one out. Well, no one on base, one out. Acuna fouls off a ball down third base line, so now we're looking at a 0-2 count. So Acuna singled in the first. It was good to see him with a hard line drive to center field to get the game started. And he strikes out swinging here in the top of the third. So 2 outs here in the top of the third. We got to watch those strikeouts, man. Struck him out on high heater. Drake Baldwin, he also singled in the first. I think Drake Baldwin gave all of us kind of a slap in the face with how he came back from that oblique. And he struck out like his first, 15, 16 at bats. But he grounds out here to second to end the inning. So that was a pretty quick inning. Very quick inning. Score still 1-1 going to the bottom of the third. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, thank you for stopping by. This is a play-by-play. I do this from time to time. I'm going to do this, too, as well as when the Falcons start their season, when the Braves or the Hawks. I'm going to be doing this. I'm trying to find the right scoreboard app to integrate into this recording software, this live stream software, so I can have the scores and everything updating on the screen, but I'm still working on that right now. But yeah, we're going to do this a lot, especially with football season with the Falcons coming up. So you don't want to miss it. So go ahead and like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a lot of good stuff ahead of us. We got football season. Falcons just starting training camp this week. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Nothing like football season. Nothing like it. And we are right around the corner from the start of the NFL season, and I can't wait. And that's going to be when this channel really gets a whole lot of fun. It's fun now, but it's going to be a whole lot fun when I can do live streams about the games and reactions to the games and all of that stuff. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So again, we are on a commercial break here with the Braves versus the Mets. The score is tied going to the bottom of the third. So we might be a little bit behind when it comes to like the live stream and the actual live game ahead of where you are actually watching. So I'm watching on my tablet right now. So hopefully we're not too far apart. But the Braves are in New York right now. It was just a downpour, but I think it passed over quickly, so they didn't even delay the game. So now we are in the bottom of the first, 1-1 with A.J. Ewing up, and he's going to single out to right field for the first hit of the bottom of the third inning. So runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Martin Perez, that wasn't a bad pitch. A cutter on the inside of the inside corner. He just got his hands out around that pitch and was able to drive it out to right field. Francisco Lindor at the plate now. Nobody out, runner on first here in the bottom of the third inning. A.J. Ewing is going to steal second base. He got an excellent jump. He got an excellent jump on that pitch. So 0-1 count to Francisco Lindor, now runner on second base after the stolen base. And Francisco Lindor's been quiet this year. Really haven't heard his name a whole lot this year. I know he was hurt some, and it looks like he's going to homer out. Don't go, Rob. Oh, it's going to get out of here. So Francisco Lindor with a 2-run homer. The Mets now lead 3-1 on a 2-run homer by Lindor. I didn't think that one was going to get out of here. I didn't think that had enough. It looked like a pop up, but he barely got it over the left field wall. Bam! And that pitch kind of hung out there middle in. Well, not middle in, kind of right middle outside. And it barely got over. It looked like it hit a fan. So the Braves down here in the bottom of the third, 3-1 to the Mets after that 2-run home run by Francisco Lindor. And it looks like they're actually going to review to see if this was fan interference. It looks like they're going to review this. Yep, they're going to review. It does look like he got his hands up there and reached into the field of play to touch that ball. Let's see. I mean, I think it was still going over. It was going to hit that railing on the top of the wall, but the guy did reach over the wall. I see him reaching over the wall. And then he tried to rip his hands back like he didn't do it. I don't think that's a homer. I don't think that's a homer. I think that should have been fan interference. So they're going to rule it a homer. So it's going to stand. So the score is 3-1 now. The Mets count is 1-0 to Bo Bichette here in the bottom of the third. The Braves are going to have to get some pitching. They're going to have to get pitching, and they got to do something with the bats. You can't try to wait till the end of the game always to try to score runs and to come back. And Bo Bichette pops up a ball up to Ozzie, and Ozzie is going to grab that for the first out of the bottom of the third. But you can't just depend on your bats. You can't say we're just going to coast through the first 6 or 7 innings. Then the 8th inning, we're going to try to turn it on and start hitting and scoring runs. No, you got to score runs throughout the game. That's what I think the Braves need to be better. They've been better scoring runs, but they're scoring a lot of runs late. And you can't depend on that. So that's the frustrating thing as for me with the Braves is the inconsistencies with the bats. That's the most frustrating thing out there for me. So we got Luis Robert Jr. up at the plate now. Count 1-1. Here in the bottom of the third. Again, the Mets are up 3-1 off of that Francisco Lindor home run that I don't think was a home run. Should have been fan interference. And Luis Roberts grounds to Austin Riley. Austin Riley throws over to Olsen for the second out of the bottom of the third. Here with the Mets leading 3-1. I think Olsen had some games to where he had some hiccups too as well defensively. So this team has struggled a great deal here lately defensively. So they got to get that fixed. You can't struggle offensively, defensively, and with your pitching at the same time. You can't do it. You can tell he cracked the mess out of that bat right there. I guess that bat went out a hero. 2 outs here, runner on first. And that looks like that's going to be a fly out to Michael Harris, and that'll do it for the inning. But the Mets go up 3-1 off of a 2-run homer by Francisco Lindor. The Braves down by 2 going into the 4th. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back here in the top of the fourth inning. Mac Olson is going to lead off the top of the fourth inning. He takes a ball on the outside for a 1-0 count. He takes ball 2 at the top of the zone, 2-0 count here in the top of the fourth to Matt Olson. That's my oldest daughter favorite player, Matt Olson. She loved Matt Olson. So 3-1 count here to Matt Olson here in the top of the fourth. Braves are down 3-1. They were up 1-0, but there was a fly ball hit out to Acuna that he thought was a home run, but he did not chase after the ball, and that ended up scoring the run. And then Francisco Lindor, the last inning, he hit a 2-run homer that barely got out, but it could have been fan interference. I thought it was fan interference. I think it should have been called a ground rule double. But Olson, he takes his base on a 4-pitch walk, on a 5-pitch walk, I should say. So we have runner on first with Ozzie up to bat right now here in the top of the fourth inning. He fouls the ball off for an 0-1 count. Ooh, hiccups. My goodness. Rory, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't see your chat, brother. I'm sorry. Appreciate you tuning in, man. You might not even be watching right now, but I appreciate you tuning in. But I'm just going to answer your question. You ask what you think about Ronnie full-time DH. I love it. I love it. I actually love Ronald Acuna full-time DHing. I think you can't trust him out there in right field playing defense with his legs. He just is not the same. He just, it's no fault of his own, but with those ACL injuries and stuff, and there goes a home. All Bees with the 2-run homer ties the game up. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All Bees ties the game up. 2-run homer. Let's go. Let's go. He crushed that thing. That didn't barely get out. He knocked the dust off of that ball. Beautiful. That was beautiful. So we tied up here in the top of the fourth inning. It's 3-3 now after that 2-run shot by Albies. So that's 2 back-to-back 2-run homers. One by the Mets, one by the Braves. So come on, Braves. Let's get some more, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Money Mike. Money Mike down in the count 0-2 now here in the top of the fourth inning. But Rory, to go back to what you were saying, I do like Ronald Acuna full-time DHing. I don't think we can afford to put him out there in the field because I think he's too injury prone. I think he needs to focus more on hitting. And Michael Harris with the single out the right field. Michael Harris has just been outstanding. It's crazy. I can't believe that dude didn't get in on the All-Star game. That's crazy. That's unacceptable in my opinion. But he goes out and hooks that ball out the right field. He's just been so consistent at the plate. It's a beautiful thing to watch that guy hit a baseball right now. But Acuna, I just want him in DHing. I don't want him out there in the field at all. It's scary enough having him having to run once he hit a baseball. You know, you don't even want him to run when he hit the baseball. But him chasing after pitches and stuff, nah. Chasing after hits, I should say, out in the outfield, just not a good thing to see. It's not a pretty sight. So I'm all for him DHing full time. So there's a mound visit right now after that single by Michael Harris. So runner on first with Mauricio Dubon up at the plate here in the top of the fourth. That's a strike right down the middle to Dubon. Dubon swings and misses at the 0-1 count, so now it's 0-2. Here in the top of the fourth, runner on first. We tied the game up on the 2-run home run by Ozzy Albies. Mauricio Dubon looks like he's going to fly out to first base for the first out of the inning. But going back to Michael Harris has been just, I mean, when I saw that he wasn't selected to the All-Star game, I didn't quite understand it. But it is what it is. The dude is, in my opinion, playing some of the best baseball in the league right now. Out of any defensive player, offensive player, he's playing the best out of anybody right now. This guy at the plate now, Austin Riley, is not. Austin Riley has been terrible. So he grounds into a double play. Yep, he ends the inning on the double play, Austin Riley. So we got to find something out with Austin Riley. I just don't know what to say. I'm kind of out of words to say with Austin Riley. I don't even know what to say to explain it anymore. If you guys know something that can fix Austin Riley, please drop it in the comments and let us know. But for the most part, I have no earthly idea how to fix Austin Riley. None whatsoever. But y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, so we are back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The rain starting to fall a little bit more up there in New York. Game is tied 3-3 after that 2-run homer by Ozzy Albies in the top of the fourth. Dubon snacks the ball out in left field from Tyrone Taylor for the first out of the fourth inning, the bottom of the fourth inning. So two-run homers by each team, one by Francisco Lindor and one by Albies, that has this game knotted up right now. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, I should say. Martin Perez drops a beautiful curveball in for the first strike. 0-1 count. One count. But I like it. I want Martin Perez to keep this game where it is, though. You got to keep it at it's 3 runs. You can't give up another run. You got to keep it right here. You can't give out any walks. You can't get out all these errors and stuff. You got to keep the game right where it is right now. 3-3. Give us a shot here going into the middle of the game towards the end. So the count is 2-2 to Marcus Semien, who, of course, got his single back in the second inning, I should say. And he lines out to Austin Riley. Good play over on third by Austin Riley for the second out of the bottom of the fourth. Again, if you're just now tuning in, I appreciate you. Hey, like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We have a lot of different content coming out. We cover the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons. We do it all. We talk about national sports news, everything. So like, subscribe. We do it cleanly too. No vulgarness, no none of that. And Jim Jarvis with the beautiful catch going up and get it for the third out of the inning. So the score still knotted up 3-3 going to the top of the fifth inning. So we are back for the action in the top of the fifth inning. Again, we are doing live play-by-play of this Braves versus Mets game, the first game of this series. Of course, the Braves are still in first place in the National League East. The Mets are at the bottom, as they should be. But here in the top of the fifth, we got Joey Bart. He singles up the middle out to center field, and we have the leadoff man on base here in the top of the fifth inning. But I like to do this from time to time. I'm actually working on my pronunciations and my grammar, so this is good practice for me when I do these type of live streams. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm trying to better pronunciate myself so I don't sound crazy in my videos and everything, but this is one reason why I'm doing this. So Jim Jarvis, he flies out to center, so there's 1 out now in the top of the fifth inning. One guy that we had, we know how bad Hassan Kim has been when he was in there. And I think that's the thing that threw off Jorge Mateo when he was playing in the absence of Hassan Kim. When they brought back Hassan Kim, it really just threw all of Mateo's rhythm off, and he was never the same because he was scorching. He was scorching hot. And Acuna fouls the ball. Please tell me he ain't hurt. Fouled the ball right off of that back knee. Oh, my goodness. Dude just can't catch a break, man. He fouled that thing good off of his leg, too. Looks like he's good, though. It got him on his knee, though. You get scared about Acuna and those knees. You know how those knees are, so, man. But he's going to stay in the game. 0-1 count. That ball's going to get back out of play, so 0-2 count. That's the thing you kind of worry about him. Any little thing that happens with Acuna, you kind of just, you hold your breath with it. So him, with all the knee trouble that he's had, fouling the ball off like that, that's scary. And you can tell he's still favoring that back leg, too, even on his swings. He's going to have a big old knot on that knee. He's going to have a knot on his knee the size of a baseball tomorrow. That ball's in the dirt, so 1-2 count here to Acuna in the top of the fifth. Runner on first. Joey Bart led off the inning with a single to center. So runner on first, 1 out with Acuna up at the plate. He's 1 for 2 already today. And looks like Acuna is going to ground into a double play. And that's going to end the inning. So the Braves, Mets still knotted up at 3, 6 hits apiece, going to the bottom of the 5th inning. So those of you who are watching, those of you who have tuned in, those of you who will be tuning in later to watch this, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you checking out the channel. Hey, we cover everything from the Braves, Falcons, Hawks. We do it cleanly, no vulgarness, no none of that stuff. We do it so that the whole family can listen to it. We do it so that everybody can feel comfortable popping this on at your restaurants, at the school, at the playground, at your job, no matter where. You can turn this on and listen to it. All righty, we are back here for the bottom of the fifth inning. We got the Mets up right now. Braves are tied with the Mets 3-3. The difference in this game has been two-run homers, one by Francisco Lindor, one by Austin Riley. I'm sorry, not Austin Riley, but Ozzie Albies. So that's the difference in this game. 3-3 apiece here in the bottom of the fifth. That's a 1-2 count. 1-1 count, I should say. See, guys, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my talking. I'm working on my pronunciations. But 1-1 count to Ewing. That pitch is right down the middle, count 1 and 2. But this is what we need from Martin Perez. You know, you gave up the 2-run home run, but you keep it right there. Keep them off the base pads and just hold it and hope that this inconsistent offense is going to show up, because we know that they can show up, but it just depends on what day and time with this lineup. You never know what you're going to get from them. So that's a strikeout swinging, and he didn't run down the first because Joey Bart missed the ball. He fouled the ball off into Joey Bart's mitt. He dropped it, so he threw him out going to first. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So again, I'm going to sound like a broken record saying this, but the Braves have got to get consistent at the plate. If they're going to win in the playoffs, if they're even going to make the playoffs, they got to be more consistent than what they have been. And the pitching has fallen off towards the point to where we are now. But I think the problem for most of the season that has hurt the Braves at times, well, the times that they have been hurt, it's been because of the offense. So we got to get consistent at the plate. So we got Francisco Lindor. He's up right now. Of course, he had that 2-run homer his last at bat that tied the game. That took the lead from the Braves. So now he's down 0-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. That pitch is up and in on Lindor. 1-2 count. Again, Lindor's been hurt a lot, so he hasn't had really the season that he wanted to have. So you really haven't heard a whole lot from him. But it looks like he's going to fly out to Michael Harris. So there's the second out of the inning here in the bottom of the fifth. But I want to go back to a comment that Rory left in the chat and about Acuna. I think it's going to be something that they're going to definitely have to do long term, especially like you look at what he just did with the ball that was fouled off of one of those hurt knees. And so I actually love it. You got to do it. You have to do it. You're going to have to do it sooner rather than later. If you want to salvage what you can get out of Acuna, you're going to have to put him DH. You can't have him out in the field. Now, again, you're going to say, well, he wasn't in the field and he just fouled that ball off of his knee. No, he wasn't. But that's just adding fuel on the fire that now he has to go back out there and play defense after he just fouled the ball off of one of his surgically repaired knees. So you just kind of take the pressure off of him to keep him off of his feet to try to keep him healthy. That's just my opinion. I would not play him in right field at all unless I actually absolutely had to. No other choice. So Bo Bichette is up right now, 2-2 count here in the bottom of the fifth inning. There's 2 outs in the inning. Martin Perez has thrown the ball pretty well tonight outside of that 2-run homer. Yeah, he gave up to Francisco Lindor. He's pounded the strike zone with strikes tonight. So can't be mad at that. So giving up 3 runs, that's not bad. I would definitely take that. Just got to hold it right there, though. Hold it right there. And it looks like the rain is picking up a little bit more there too. So I really hope that this game does not get canceled. And it's coming down. People are taking off running. And that ball is going to drop for Bo Bichette out to right field for a hit. And it looks like they're going to have to call this game. They're going to have to go into a rain delay. Let's see what they do here. So if they go into a rain delay, guys, we're going to probably cut this live stream short. We'll do some closing thoughts, and then we'll do it that way because, you know, these rain delays last like 3-4 hours, and we're not going to be sitting here 3 to 4 hours because I know you're not going to be sitting here 3 to 4 hours. We only had a few people to check in tonight anyway, so I don't want to I don't want the couple of people that have looked at me run my mouth tonight to have to sit 4 or 5 hours and listen to me run my mouth. But yeah, 1-1 count here with the rain coming down here in the bottom of the fifth. Still 2 outs. Bo Bichette on first after the bloop hit single out to right. Martin Perez at 72 pitches now. Luis Robert Jr. at the plate. Fouls the ball off behind first base. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a ground out. I'm waiting. I don't know if you guys are ahead of my game, ahead of my stream that I'm watching, but this thing looks like it's going to get called. They're going to have to put this thing in a delay. Let's see. You know, with all of this money that these teams spend, especially baseball, because baseball is one of the sports that they don't play in rough, inclement weather like football. So I do not understand why they allow these teams to build these stadiums. You're already spending billions on them. I don't know why they don't require them to put roofs, to put domes over the top of these stadiums. I just don't understand it. So Luis Robert Jr., he hits a single out to left field. So now runners on first and second here, 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Score 3-3. That was a hard hit ball. He crushed that thing. Luis Robert Jr. did. You know, it's kind of crazy the step back that he's taken since he came from the Chicago White Sox. He's not been anything near what he was on Chicago. So runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. We got Alvarez at the plate now for the Mets. He's 1 for 2 tonight already. Again, the rain is coming down. I don't know how much longer they're going to play before they put this thing into a rain delay. But it's looked like it's coming down pretty hard. I, of course, have the volume on the commentary all the way down on my tablet, what I'm watching, because I don't want any type of copyrights or anything to pick up on this microphone. But it looks like this game is going to be put into a delay sooner or later. One-two count to Alvarez here in the bottom of the fifth. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here. Let's see if we can get this last out to see what's going to happen with this game. Ball up high, so that's 2-2. I think what they're trying to do, and your stream might be a little bit ahead of mine, but I think what they're trying to do is finish this half inning, and they're probably going to call it after this. They're probably going to put it in the rain delay, which they should. I don't think that is fair towards the pitcher to have to pitch, whether it be for the opposing team that I root, whether it be for the Mets or for the Braves. Trying to throw the ball where you want to go with a wet ball, that's kind of hard to do. So Alvarez is struggling right now to find. Perez is struggling to find the strike zone right now. So they're going to try to take a towel out to him to clean his hand, but that's not going to do anything for that, man. You gotta call it. You got to call it. So they going to Jeremy Hefner's going to take a rag out there a towel out there to try to clean his hands off. But as soon as you walk off, as soon as you get done, it's pouring down rain and your hands are going to get wet again. The ball is going to be wet. So it's really no purpose. Going back to what I was saying, I just still don't understand. I don't understand why these teams don't put domes on these stadiums. I don't get it. I do not get it, especially MLB stadiums. I don't get it. So that ball taken on the inside. Joey Bart is going to challenge that. He's going to lose that challenge. That ball was well on the inside. But I think he's just trying to get Martin Perez. He's trying to get him a strike because he can't throw a strike right now in this rain. Two old count now. Bases loaded now with 2 outs. So he's in danger of walking in the game-winning run. That's why I said this game should have been called. It should have delayed it. So that's a strike in there. 2-1 count now to Young. Come on, Perez. Fight through, baby. Fight through. So Ron Copa called that pitch a strike, but the Young challenged it, so it's a ball. So 3-1 count here in the bottom of the fifth. Bases loaded. Looks like we're going to get ready to walk in the game, the go ahead run. Let's see. Yep, that ball's in there. 3-2. Let's go, Perez. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 3-2 count here. This is the deciding pitch. Young fouls it away. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, bases loaded. 3-2 count. Payoff pitch coming from Martin Perez. Let's go. Let's go. Bam! Struck him out. Struck him out. And he challenged. And that was a strike, though. Bam! That was a strike. So Martin Perez rung him up. So that's going to be the end of the fifth. And we're going to see if this game is going to be postponed or not when we come back from the break. So it looks like they're going to keep this game going. It looks like they're going to keep it going here in the top of the sixth. We got Drake Baldwin leading off here. That's a ball up. Challenge that pitch, Drake Baldwin. What are you doing? Drake Baldwin didn't even challenge that pitch. That thing was 2 miles over the strike zone. What are you doing? So now it's a 1-2 count here to Drake Baldwin in the top of the sixth. Drake Baldwin let that pitch go by without challenging. You got to challenge that pitch. I mean, you see what Young just did that last at bat with the Mets. I mean, he challenged. He didn't care, but that ball was well above the strike zone. Drake Baldwin didn't challenge it. Count is 2-2 here to Drake Baldwin. Score still all knotted up 3-3. And Drake Baldwin is going to ground out to Simeon at second for the first out of the top of the sixth inning. Again, if you're just now tuning in, hey, I appreciate you. Go ahead, like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We talk about everything Atlanta Braves, Hawks, Falcons. We got a lot of stuff coming up with the Falcons. So be sure to keep a lookout for that. Hit the notification bell so that you know when we post and when we have new content coming out. We have Matt Olson right now at the plate with 1 out, counts 0-1. He challenged, and that is a ball. So the count is going to go to 1-0 here to Matt Olson here in the top of the sixth. Matt Olson fouls the ball off. It's 1-1. But Matt Olson, as well as Matt Olson, Albies, and Michael Harris, those three guys have kind of been the steady factor. Olson, not so much, but really Harris and Albies, they've been fairly consistent at the plate. So if we can get all of those guys clicking, Albies, Riley, Olson, Harris, all of them at the same time, this team will be good. But for the last 3 years, they haven't been able to get it clicking at the same time. They all go cold at the same exact time. They're cold, want to heat up, and the rest of them stay cold. And it's going to be hard to win, especially with your core playing that way. So Olson has a full count here in the top of the sixth, 1 out. Score still 3-3. Rain coming down, lightning flashing everywhere, and they're still playing. So let's go. Let's go. And Matt Olson strikes out. He wanted to challenge it, but he's not going to challenge it. And I think Ron Copa back there, I think he's just trying to get out the rain. Hey, I really don't blame him tonight. I'll probably be like, man, hey, look, check this out. The league, y'all should have postponed. You should have, caught this game into a rain delay already. So I'm just going to call anything that's close to the strike zone a strike. I don't care if it's not a strike. I'm just going to call it. So Ozzie flies out for the third out of the inning. And so that's going to take us to the bottom of the sixth. All right, so the Braves are going to bring in a pitcher for Martin Perez, Connor Thomas. I have no idea who Connor Thomas is. It looks like they acquired him from the Pittsburgh Pirates on July the 7th. I have absolutely no clue who he is, but he's on the mound pitching right now. And he gives up a single to left field. That ball ate Austin Riley to pieces. Yeah, that thing burned Austin Riley real bad. Let's see here. Yeah, that thing ate him up. I don't blame Austin Riley for missing that ball. That was a tough one right there. That was a tough one. So we got one runner on. No outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Thomas on the mound for the Braves. That ball is low to Marcus Semien for a 1-0 count. He's already 1 for 2 today with a single in the second inning. He's had a bad year, batting .209, only 11 home runs. So not exactly what they expected to get out of Semien when they got him. But that's been the same thing to say with all of the Mets. They just have been very bad this year. So count 1-1 here to Semien. That ball's a little bit outside. 2-1 count here in the bottom of the second. So let's hope that this Thomas guy, whoever this is, I don't know who he is, like I said, but let's hope he can come in and shut these guys down. Just gave up a tough play over there to Riley for a single. And looks like that's a home run. Yep, 2-run home run. Yeah, buddy. So, Mr. Thomas, the guy who we don't know who he is, just gave up a 2-run homer to Marcus Semien. The Mets are up 5-3 now, 5-3. And again, Double A, I don't get it. I really don't get Double A. I really don't get him. The pitchers, you got to do something about this pitching. You got to do something about it. You can't just keep trying to get bargains look, at some point in time, you just got to be like, hey, look, we're going to make a splash when it comes to pitchers. They don't necessarily do that when it comes to pitchers, but you got to do that. Nice play. Nice play. Oh, that was a nice play by Olsen. Nice play by the pitcher, too, to get over there to cover that bag. Oh, man, that was a nice play. Beautiful play. But I'd rather see the pitcher striking people out and getting rather than doing acrobatic plays at first base. But that was a beautiful stop by Matt Olson and a good catch. And he had to come back and find the bag, too, the pitcher. Great play. So it's 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. The Mets are up 5-3 after that 2-run homer by Marcus Semien. But in saying that, you can't just put all of this on the pitching, though. These guys have to be consistent at the plate. Again, tonight, they haven't done anything at the plate outside of that 2-run homer by Ozzie Albies as A.J. Ewing singles out to center. Now runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. But you can't put all of this pressure on your pitchers. These guys have got to be consistent hitting. Now, they've done a little bit better starting out the post all-star break. Offensively, they've done better. But you got to be consistent. They just not consistent. They really didn't crush the ball in that last series that they won. They didn't crush it against Baltimore. They had some timely hits here and there, but they didn't crush the ball. They didn't really pound the ball. And you're going to have to hit the ball in the playoffs. You're going to have to hit the ball because everybody's going to have their top dogs on the mound. And you're going to have to hit, period. You're going to have to hit. So Francisco Lindor, he had the other 2-run home run in this game. That should have been called back because of fan interference. but nevertheless, it wasn't. So 3-0 count here to Francisco Lindor. Thomas is in danger of walking him and putting runners on first and second here in the bottom of the sixth. He was able to get a strike in at the bottom of the zone for a 3-1 count. But leave it to us, the Braves fans, the Braves team, to allow bad teams to get hot. Leave it to us to allow bad teams to get hot. Francisco Lindor can't hold up his swing, so that's a 3-2 count. But this Mets, like I said, this Mets team, you have to sweep these guys. You've got to sweep teams like the Mets. There's some series where you go in, you're like, hey, look, we're going to try and win the series. If we can win the series as Francisco Lindor lines out to Austin Riley. There's some series you go into and you're like, hey, look, we just simply want to win the series. We want to try to win, but hey, we our focus, hey, win the series. But against the Mets, you got to go in with the mindset, we don't want them to win one game this series. If it's a 3-game series, we want to win all 3 games. If it's a 4-game series, we want to win all 4 games because that's just how bad the Mets are. And now we're making them look like they are the 1970 Yankees. I don't know. And Bo Bichette singles up the middle out the center to Michael Harris. So runners on first and second. Ewing on second. Bo Bichette at first. And looks like the Braves are getting ready to give up a lot of runs this inning with Mr. Thomas again. I don't know who Connor Thomas is. I just saw on the screen when he came out, it said that they acquired him on July the 7th from Pittsburgh. But I have the slightest clue about who he really is. And now, just seeing what he's done now, I can see that he's not very good at pitching. Luis Robert Jr. is up now. Runner on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was a nasty pitch right there by Thomas. 0-1 to Luis Robert Jr. Who, believe it or not, I was pounding the pavement for us to get a couple of years ago. But I'm kind of glad we didn't because he's kind of fell off big time. (0-2) count. Sorry, guys. When I do that, I got hiccups. Whew, y'all forgive me. 0-2 count to Luis Robert Jr. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Let's strike him out. Let's go. Nope, he didn't go. Looks like the rain has slacked up a little bit out there. So still a ball and 2 strikes to Robert Jr. here. Yeah, it looks like the rain has calmed down a little bit out there. So I'm guessing that's why they didn't go ahead and put the game into a rain delay when it started coming down. I guess they saw that it was like a passing shower that was going to go by. Luis Robert fouls the ball off again. Still 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 6th. But yeah, I wanted Luis Robert. I remember I was on Double A. Hey man, get Luis Robert. Get Luis Robert. Get Luis Robert Jr. And kind of glad we didn't. So that's a ball to Robert Jr. 2-2 count. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do around this trade deadline. It's going to be very interesting because what they need, what the Braves need, most teams who are contenders, they need it too. And Thomas strikes out Luis Robert Jr. So that ends the 6th, but of course gives up the 2-run homer. So Braves down 5-3. All right, we got Michael Harris up at the plate now here in the top of the 7. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Braves, man. Let's put 2 more. Let's put 3 on the board. Let's put 3 on the board. Don't lose against the Mets. Don't do that. But Michael Harris won't do it here. He's going to ground out to first for the first out of the top of the 7th. Again, if you are just now joining in, hey, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead, like this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We cover everything. Braves, Hawks, Falcons. We do primarily the Falcons and the Hawks, but we'll mix in some Braves like we're doing tonight. And we're going to be live streaming a lot with the Falcons. So, hey, make sure you got the notification bell selected. It's going to get fun here soon. So, it looks like they're going to make a bullpen change here. Brazelbon is going to come into the game for Thornton for the Mets. So, he's going to come in just to pitch to Michael Harris and leave here in the top of the 7th. All right, so Roscar Brazelbon is on to pitch now for the Mets. We have Mauricio Dubon, who's up at the plate right now with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. It's been like the game of the 2-run homers. Francisco Lindor with the 2-run homer. We had Ozzy Albies with a 2-run homer. And then we had Marcus Semien in the last inning with a 2-run homer. So it's just really just been a game of 2-run homers. But 0-1 count here to Dubon. He takes ball 1 down low for a 1-1 count. So, again, it's been the game of the pitching not holding up as well as the guys not showing up with the bats tonight. Ozzy Albies outside of that 2-run homer and that 1 run we got like in the 2nd inning. Outside of that, we really haven't had anything offensively the whole game. And that's kind of just been the news of this team. Even in the games that we've won after the All-Star break, they've been 1-run games that we have kind of played around and won them at the last minute. So this team has got to get together. I know people don't like to hear it. I know Braves fans like to be positive all the time, but it's hard to be positive with this Braves team because these guys are just so inconsistent. So that's a strikeout on Dubon, but he's going to win that challenge. This was a ball. That ball was well off the plate, low. So Dubon wins the challenge. That call was overturned. Count now 3-2. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. I like Dubon. Dubon has been pretty good for the Braves this year. He hasn't been perfect. He had some defensive blunders as he pops out to the second baseman Simeon. But he's had some defensive blunders lately. He's had a lot of balls that he's misplayed out in the outfield. And of course, he's naturally a infielder, so the outfield is new to him. Not new to him. He's played outfield before, so I shouldn't say it's new to him. But he's had some problems lately reading the balls out in the outfield. So, yeah, it's just been a wild roller coaster with the defense this month. Austin Riley up. He's grounded into a double play, struck out as well. Nothing out of the ordinary for Austin Riley as usual. He takes the ball up and off the plate. Count 1-1. Austin Riley, he fooled a lot of people, though. He got hot after the All-Star break for like 3 games. But he came back down to earth after those 3 games. And so he's back to the same Austin Riley previous All-Star break, striking out, grounding into double plays, popping balls up. You know, the usual with Austin Riley. So no consistency. He fouls off a pitch to the behind the plate. That's a 1-2 count here to Austin Riley here in the top of the 7th. Here 2 outs. Oscar Brazelbon on the mound for the Mets. Austin Riley fouls a ball off. Still 1-2. Austin Riley is battling. He's battling. He's fouling off a lot of pitches. Count still 1-2. Come on, Riley. Let's go. And Austin Riley strikes out swinging at the bottom of the zone. So that's going to be the end of the top of the 7th. We'll go head to the bottom of the 7th. Braves down 5-3. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Braves are down 5-3 to the Mets. It's been a very typical Braves game. Not a lot of offense. and not a whole lot of pitching either. But Martin Perez did do fairly well, gave up only a 2-run homer. So he pitched fairly well. But, of course, we've given up 2 more here. Thomas gave up a 2-run homer to Marcus Semien in I think that was the 5th inning. So that's where we are right now at 5-3. Ozzie Albies also has a 2-run homer tonight. So now Alvarez is at the plate for the Mets. Count 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. But going back to Austin Riley, it's going to be very interesting to see what the Braves are going to do with Austin Riley. It's at this point, I don't know how you can play him. I just don't. I know he got hot a couple of games coming after the All-Star break, but I just don't understand how you can still afford to play Austin Riley. You would literally probably get more production if you brought up your minor league AAA third baseman. You'll probably get more production out of that player than Austin Riley. He's just been bad. As Mr. Thomas walks Alvarez, so 1 runner on here in the bottom of the 7th. But, again, I'm not going to blame Alex Anthopoulos for the Austin Riley contract. Because my brother, me and him, he got we went at it when Austin Riley got that contract, and he was like, man, I wouldn't give Austin Riley that money like that. I wouldn't give it to him. I would not give Austin Riley that money. And I was like, man, no, man, you got to give it to him. He deserved it. He deserved it, all of this. I went back, hey, he did this in 2021 in the playoffs and all of that. And he was like, man, I don't care. Don't give Austin Riley that kind of money. I was like, man, you're wrong. He deserved it. Now, 3 years later, he's done nothing to deserve that contract. Last 2.5 years, he's been horrible. He's been absolutely horrible. So the Braves have a decision to make about this guy. And there goes a single out to center field. Runners on first and third now with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th with the Mets batting. No pitching. No pitching whatsoever. I know this bullpen has been good for most of the season, but now it's crumbled with Suarez being on the DL, on the IL, I should say, for as long as he has been. This bullpen has just been atrocious, and the starting pitchers have been atrocious. So outside of Chris Sale, and then on top of that, the offense has been bad. So they're going to have to figure something out. I don't know. But I just don't see how we can win. I don't see how we can win down the stretch in these crucial last couple of months of the season, as well as in the postseason if we make it to the postseason. We'll see. I'm hoping for the best. But this team just doesn't give you the confidence that because of the inconsistency, they just don't give you the confidence that they're going to do anything differently in the playoffs. So runners on first and third, Tyrone Taylor, and it looks like he just hit a 3-run homer. 8-3, Braves are down. 8-3, 3-run homer, Tyrone Taylor. Oh boy, Double A, you see that? You see that? That's your fault. That's your fault, Double A. You, no pitchers. You refuse to get pitchers. It's your fault. Makes no sense. Year after year after year, no pitching. And now you're down 8-3 against the New York Mets, the 2026 New York Mets, who can't even beat a rec league team. Because you guys won't stink and hit the ball and you can't and you don't have any pitchers. Makes no sense. That's the general manager. That's double A. I don't care how many people you guys can keep telling me how great of a general manager he is, how he does this well, how what he did in 2021. Man, he looked up in 2021. That's what Alex Anthopoulos did in 2021. He looked up. But what has he done since? Every year, we're stuck with these same guys, injured pitchers. Guys depending on these guys who can't stay healthy. You're dependent on this inconsistent group of core players. Riley, Olsen, Albies, Harris, all of these inconsistent guys outside of Harris. Harris has been fairly good this year. But that core group, Acuna, it's time. You got to blow this team up. I don't care how good they played this month. This team is not going to win a World Series. Not with this team. This is not the team that won in 2021. People act like that this is the team that won in the 2021 World Series, who was good in the playoffs. This is a totally different ball team. Totally different. Only somebody that was on that team that was playing then was Albies and Riley. Acuna wasn't playing. Acuna was hurt. But we're down 8-3 here in the 7th inning, and Acuna misjudges another ball out in the outfield. That's going to be a ground rule double. Runners on second and third. Now, 8-3, Acuna is out there tiptoeing around again out there in the outfield like he can't move. Oh, Lord. Y'all, this is why. This is why I do not talk about the Braves often on this channel. When I first started this channel, I would talk about them. I started with them. I started my first few videos talking about the Braves. But this is why I do not do a lot of the stuff with the Braves. It's because of what they're doing tonight against the Mets. They are so stinking inconsistent to where it makes no sense. And then you got these Braves fans who call people like me crazy because we call it out. They want to tell us that we're negative. Oh, you're negative. You're negative. You're negative. You're being negative. Stop being negative. No, do you see the same garbage that I'm looking at? Do you see these guys with like 10, 15 strikeouts in a game? Do you see these guys, your core players, going like 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts? You do see that, right? So it's insane. So the score 8-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. And it looks like we probably getting ready to go down probably 10-3 because I think that this guy probably is getting ready to drive in these 2 runners in scoring position. And we got a guy on the mound who, please somebody let me know who he is. I have no idea who this guy is. He almost takes Ewan's head off with a pitch up and in. But it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating being a Braves fan. It just is very frustrating. It's more frustrating than being a Falcons fan and a Hawks fan. Because at least the Falcons and the Hawks, they try. Ansi Soleil, he's trying. Arthur Blank, whatever you feel about the Falcons, but they try. The Braves, they don't try. They just try to do whatever they can as cheap as possible. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. But finally, the guy strikes out Ewing. Strikes out Ewing for the first out of the inning. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner still at second and third. Just gave up a 3-run homer to Tyrone Taylor. Just frustrating, man. Just so frustrating. This Francisco Lindor, he's up. He's already hit a 2-run homer this game. But you can't be losing. You can't be losing to the Mets the way that you are. You can't do it. You got to sweep these guys. You got to sweep these teams. Save the losses for the teams that are supposed to give you a challenge. But are the Braves really better than these teams? I mean, are they really? Are they really? That's the question we really need to start asking. So Francisco Lindor fouls that ball off. 2-1 count. 2-1 count, I should say. Still runners on second and third. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, the big blow in this game has been the 2-run homer a couple of innings ago, as well as the 3-run homer that Tyrone Taylor just hit here in the 7th. So the Braves are going to be looking at an uphill climb in the 8th and the 9th inning to try to get back in this game. Let's hope that the bats can do something, score a couple of runs to make it look respectable at least. So that ball was low. So now 3-1 count to Francisco Lindor. Braves down 8-3 to the stinking Mets. To the Mets. Unbelievable. Three two count. Come on, strike out, Lindor. Strike out, man. Come on. Let's go. Strike out. He fouls it. He hits it foul down to Austin Riley. Still 3-2 count here to Lindor. But as I said earlier, it's always against us that teams get hot. Always. So payoff pitch. Ball 4. So walks Francisco Lindor. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out. 8-3. Walt Weiss looks like he's going to leave him in the game. I mean, you might as well. I mean, I wouldn't take him out. I mean, you might as well leave him in the game. I mean, what you going to do any better? I mean, you're down 8-3. You're already getting blown out. So just leave him in there. Bo Bichette at the plate now. Have mercy. Have mercy, Bo. He takes a ball up high. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles already. Thomas is already at 55 pitches, giving up 2 home runs in this outing. Bo Bichette is going to line out to Michael Harris, but that's going to be a sac fly to bring in Marcus Semien. So the Mets go up 9-3. 9-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. So we, the first place Braves, are getting our behinds kicked by the last place Mets. 9-3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And this is why that's why I tried to tell people, hey, look, I know that they've done well since the All-Star break, but pump your brakes. You had people saying, hey, we're back. Here it go. We back. The Braves are back. I was like, look, pump your brakes, guys, as Luis Roberts Jr. grounds out to Austin Riley for the 3rd out of the inning. But I would tell people, hey, man, chill out. Stop. Don't cramp. Let this thing happen for like a month and a half or so before you start saying that they are back, because these are the same inconsistent guys that have went on win streaks, but then had the month of June that they had, in which we went like 9-14 with the worst offensive stats in the major league. So they got to get it together. I'll see you back in a little bit. All right, so we are back here in the top of the eighth inning. We have looks like Joey Bart. Yep, Joey Bart is leading off the top of the ninth, the top of the eighth. So let's get some runs, guys. Let's go. Don't go out like this to the Mets. You can't go out like this to the Mets. Let's go. Let's go. But the Braves total, check this out. 6 hits tonight. Acuna, 1 for 3. Baldwin, 1 for 3. Olsen, 0 for 2. Albies, 2 for 3. Michael Harris, 1 for 3. Dubon, 0 for 3. Riley, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. Bart, 1 for 3. Jarvis, 0 for 2. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. And with Austin Riley, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, really? You can't win like that at all. So that's a 2-2 count to Joey Bart. And I mean, the big blow this game for the Braves came with the 2-run homer of Ozzie Albies back in the fourth. But Joey Bart is going to pop up, looks like, to Simeon at second for the first out of the top of the eighth. So Jim Jarvis up to bat right now. 1 out here in the top of the eighth. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. He went on the streak. Now he's kind of cold. Had those big errors last series against Baltimore. Fouls it off, 0-2 count. But again, I know some of y'all gonna say that I'm negative, but Jim Jar pops it out. Bloop pop to Simeon, second base again. But you really I try to avoid it. I try to at all costs not to discuss the Braves on this channel. Because if you want to hear me being negative, just get me talking about the Braves. I love them. I root for them. But they are just such a frustrating team. They are such a frustrating team to it's not even funny. So I just choose to focus my attention on this channel more towards the Falcons and the Hawks. Now they're frustrating too. I mean, it ain't like it's all peaches and creams over there either. But it's much better than the Braves because at least I can say that the Hawks and the Falcons, they at least try to make the team, but they do things to try and make their team better. The Braves do nothing. They don't do any year after year after year. They don't do anything to make the team better at all. And that's the general manager. So it's so much frustration that I would put out on this channel in regards to the Braves. Now, if they get to the World Series, I'm going to live stream the World Series like what I'm doing here. I'm going to still root for them like I always have. They're my favorite Atlanta team. But it's going to be very limited content on this channel about the Braves because of what you're seeing tonight. That's why. Being down 9-3 to the Mets, and you are one of the top teams supposedly in the league. So that's why Braves content is very scarce on this channel, and it will remain scarce until they prove that they're actually making a attempt to be a better ball team. So we got Acuna at the plate now, count 2-2, 2 outs here in the top of the eighth. He fouls another pitch back. Acuna takes a pitch high for a 3-2 count here. Come on, Acuna. Let's go, baby. Let's get a runner on base, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Acuna did start off the game with a single to center field. But unfortunately, he strikes out here. So Acuna has 2 strikeouts in this game. He's 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Austin Riley is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. All right, so we are back. We are in the bottom of the 8th here. Alvarez is up at the plate. The Braves getting their behinds kicked once again, 9-3. 1-0 count here to Alvarez here in the bottom of the 8th. They still got Thomas in the game. Again, like I said, you might as well leave him in. Why bring in another pitcher in a game that you're already getting blown out on? So, I mean, I don't really blame Walt Weiss for leaving him in. So it's 2-1 count right now to Alvarez. Again, and y'all can let me know or whatever, or let me know if you agree, but the pitching just, it's a sad thing what happened to these pitchers, because even with all the injuries that we've had, the pitching has been the thing that carried us this whole season, because the offense really, even though in the first half before the month of June, the offense was okay, but it's just they weren't blowing the doors off of people with the offense. It was the pitching that was holding teams at bay and allowing for the offense to kind of win the game towards the middle and end of the game. And then, of course, June, everything just went off the rails. But now, when you don't have the offense, when you don't have the pitchers clicking, and you still don't have the offense fully clicking consistently, again, it's the consistency, because they've been okay in the month of July. They've been okay offensively, but it's the consistency part, because what are they going to do now coming up to August? What are they going to do? Are they going to consistently hit the ball? But it looks like we're going to get a double play here. Is that up? Yep, we got it. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, able to double up Young. And it looks like they might challenge this play. Did they challenge it? Yep. The Mets are going to challenge that out call at first, because it looks like he beat it. Let's see. Good play by Ozzie to get over there and cut that ball off and get it over to Jarvis. Olsen with the stretch. Let's see. Did he get it? Yep, he's going to be safe. He beat that ball. He beat that throw. So, yep, he's going to be safe. So actually, it's going to be 1 out. You can take 1 out off the board. Ron Copel just looked like he's just tired of it all. He looked like he's just ready for this thing to be over with. Ron Copel, like, I'm ready to get out this rain. That's why he's calling everything a strike. He like, hey, man, get me out this rain. But 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on first, 1 out. Tyrone Taylor is up right now, who had the big blast with the 3-run homer that put the game pretty much out of reach. So the Braves are going to have one more shot after this inning in the top of the 9th to try to mount a comeback. And let's hope that they do. After they do that, I'll give my closing remarks on this pathetic showing. And I'll let you guys go to bed tonight and cut this live stream off. But 9-3, bottom of the 8th, runner on first. And Tyrone Taylor is going to single out to center. So now runner on first and second, 1 out. Oh boy. I got my 2 daughters right here watching me do this live stream. I'm not gonna put them on camera, but I'm just shaking. They just see me right here shaking my head. The Braves are just, oh my goodness. They are horrible. So Marcus Semien is up. He's 2 for 3 already. He had that big home run as well in the 6th inning off of Thomas. He singles out to center. Bases loaded now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. So I think you're going to have to take Thomas. You're going to have to take him out this game. Yep, Walt Weiss, I think he's going to probably take him out this game. Hopefully we never see whoever this Thomas dude is. Again, I had no idea who this guy was. I saw the little banner across the stream when he came out that they said they got him from the Pittsburgh Pirates back on June the 7th. And let's hope that we never see him on the pitcher's mound again. Bases loaded. Count is 2-0 to Torrens. Just don't give up any more runs. Come on. Don't give up any more runs. You can't. Don't allow the Mets get up double digits on you. You could not let the Mets go up double digits on you. You can't do that. You can't do that. And he walks in a run. So to score 10-3. 10-3. Braves are, whoo, Lord. Y'all, is this live stream over with yet? Is it over with yet? Is it over with? Y'all say something. Say no.
No.
Oh, man. Y'all heard my daughters. They said no, so I got to keep going to the end of the game. I hate using up my home internet on the Braves. 10-3. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 8th. Ewing up the bat. He's 3-5. 3-5. 3 for 5, I should say. With 2 runs scored already tonight. Looks like he's going to pop the ball up to Austin Riley. And the runner scores from third. Yep, he scored. So, score 11-3. 11-3. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Against the stinking Mets. Not against the Yankees, not against the Dodgers, not against the Phillies, but the Mets. Could I yarn? I had to yarn through it during my live stream. Lord have mercy. You know that's bad when you yarn in your own live stream. I'm sorry to punish you guys for doing this live stream. Something told me not to do it, but I didn't want to cancel it at the last minute. I didn't want to cancel it. So I went through with it. I had a feeling that something like this was going to happen tonight. Had a feeling. Don't tell me Lindor. Oh, my goodness. Lindor just hit another 3-run homer. Lord have mercy. Wow. Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. What in the world? 14-3. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know what to say. All thing I know what to say is I hope Alex Anthopoulos is happy. I hope he's happy. I hope he's happy. And they're bringing in Jorge Mateo now to pitch. They're not even bringing in a pitch. I don't blame them. This is crazy. Oh my, let me go on the break. Let me go on the break, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, so we're back with Jorge Mateo on the mound, and whoever this young dude is that was just on the mound for the Braves, hopefully we never see this guy again. Now you got Jorge Mateo on the mound. He can't do no worse than what this guy was just doing. Just got to get one out, man. Come on. So that's a strike. This is actually the first time I've seen. I know they've done this a lot with Jorge Mateo, putting him on the mound and blowout games like this. But this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Again, at the end of this game, I'm going to wrap all of this up. But this is just crazy. Eli White takes the place of Acuna in right field. Acuna had a terrible game. Had some defensive blunders. Still out there running like he's on pins and needles. We haven't hit the ball, and of course the pitching was terrible. Martin Perez wasn't terrible, but of course we put Young in, and that was terrible. So this whole thing has just been awful. The Phillies are tied with Miami in the bottom of the ninth, 7-7. So the Braves are possibly could lose a game tonight, on a game of their lead tonight. So stay tuned after the end of the game, because I'm going to be giving my very rough opinion about this Braves team. And I'm going to cause probably a lot of people to not like me and disagree with me. That's okay, though. I still love y'all. That's okay. So Mateo comes in and get a strikeout. He did what the other guy couldn't do. The Braves only got 6 hits in this game, down 14-3. 6 hits. Unacceptable. Y'all stay tuned for this last inning. All right, so we're back here in the top of the ninth inning here. Drake Baldwin up to bat, 0-1 count. And this is probably going to be a quick inning, because I think the Braves probably already have checked out. So this is going to be a quick inning. Stay tuned towards the end. At the end of the game, I'm going to give my take on this Braves team on this game tonight, because this is unacceptable. Drake Baldwin strikes out. That's one out here in the top of the ninth. Matt Olson up now. He's 0 for 2. That's a strike on the inside corner of the plate. Olson, what are you challenging for, man? What are you doing, man? You know that was a strike, dude. All right, so this game is almost over, and I'll take about 5 to 10 minutes after to give my final thoughts on everything. So make sure y'all stay tuned. The Braves stink like they usually do, and you guys can keep falling for the fool's gold based on this little streak they went on in July, but I still don't buy it as Matt Olson strikes out. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Unacceptable. Ozzy showed up to play. He's 2 for 3. Fouls the ball off the right field. 0-1 count here to Ozzy. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Braves are in process of being blown out by the Mets 14-3, and they will get blown out 14-3. So that's your final. 14-3 Braves lose against the Mets. Embarrassing. Completely embarrassing. So let's talk about this. This is what happens when you have a general manager who refuses to spend money. Now, he's been on record saying, going back a couple of years, saying that the ownership group, whoever it is that owns the Braves now, Liberty Media, doesn't own the Braves anymore. People say Liberty Media. Liberty Media does not own the majority share in the Braves anymore. So, but going back to those days, he said, Double A said that he had all of the ability to get the players that he wanted that can win us ball games. But every year we're stuck with the same hurt pitchers every year. We're stuck waiting on Swellenbach, Spencer Strider, AJ Smith-Shawver, all of these guys that's constantly hurt. Every year we're dealing with these guys in the bullpen who are constantly choking away games even when you have a lead. And then on top of that, we're stuck with this core group of players offensively who have been bad the last 3 years. These guys have been bad. They've been bad the last 3 years. You're not going to win a championship with this core group of players that you have. The Braves have to blow up this team. You got to blow up that roster. You cannot win with this core group that you have. You're just not going to do it. I know players across the league are having bad years. I understand it. I get it. But these guys have been inconsistent for way too long, offensively as well as on the mound. Way too long. And you committed to these guys by signing the bulk majority of them to long-term deals. So now you're stuck pretty much having to honor those contracts because although they're not in massive contracts compared to a lot of other contracts out there in the league, but teams that you're going to want to take on some of that money, teams aren't going to want to take on that money. You think a team want to take on the money of Austin Riley to get him? Do you really think a team want to do that? Do you think a team wants to take on the money right now of Ronald Acuna Jr.? They'll do it just based off of the name, Ronald Acuna Jr. But what has he done on the field this year when he's been healthy to make him worth something? Somebody like, hey, we'll take him. We'll take on the salary. They're not going to do it. Or if they do, they'll just be going off of namesake. So you can't win with this team. It's time to blow this team up. It's time to get a whole new roster. You might have to go through a few years of having losing records, whatever. But I am sick and tired of seeing this core team. I'm sick of it. I'm completely fed up with it. Hey, I'm going to still root for them. Hey, when I got a few extra dollars in my pocket, me and the family will go up there and check out a game still. But I'm sick of the Braves. I'm so over the Braves. It's not even funny. And it's because of what they just went out and did tonight. You lose 14-3 against a terrible team like the Mets. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. So let me stop running my mouth. I'm sick and tired of it already. I'm going to let you guys go to sleep. Hey, I appreciate everybody that dropped in. Rory, thank you for showing the chat some love. I appreciate everybody. Stay tuned. We got more videos coming. We just uploaded a video today in which I was speaking about Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. So if you are an Atlanta Hawks fan, be sure to go to my timeline and check out that video. But with that being said, thank you again for watching. Y'all, God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.